Hello Snowpoint Temple, this is Necrostevo, and you'll be watching one of my battle videos today. So, big shout outs to Angel of the Night 91 for letting me upload on this channel. I hope you guys enjoy today's NU match, which is actually against one of my friends, Trainer Connor. So feel free to go check out his channel in the description as well. But if you guys don't know me, I will be leaving Pokefacts at the bottom. So make sure you check out Pokefacts for the Pokemon that show up during the battle. And of course, all the Pokemon that I use are fully trained and bred from scratch. So let's see how they compete up against other Pokemon that are Pokesap. Actually, my opponent, Trainer Connor, actually switched to breeding as well. So this will be a breeder versus pseudo breeder type situation. He's going to start off with Sock. I start off with my Pachirisu. I didn't want to go for the electric Volt switch just because he might switch into Raichu, which can have Lightning Rod. So I'm actually just going to stay in. He goes for Ice Punch, probably predicting me to go to Altaria to resist the fighting type move, which actually was a pretty good move. I don't like over predicting on the first turn. Toxic would have hit Sock or would have hit Raichu switching in. I just hard switch out again. I don't really want to chance him switching into Raichu. And if he is going to go for Ice Punch, it's not going to do very much to my Regirock. Now, based on the damage that it did to my Pachirisu, I figured he was scarfed. That was definitely not banded damage, and the most common socks that I see is typically scarf. So I'm going to say it's scarf, and he does switch out. Didn't really do that much to Regirock, so I'm thinking scarfed. I set up Stealth Rocks as he switches out. He brings in Kingler, and I figured I could take a Crabhammer from Kingler, but at the same time, I didn't really want to. But I don't have a good switch in either. I have War Turtle, which depending on what item Kingler is holding, that's still going to hurt. Now I miss a Stone Edge on Kingler after he goes for a Crabhammer. It has a little less than half, and I get some leftovers back. But I don't really want to chance him getting max damage, or it has a higher critical hit ratio than other moves. So I don't want to risk getting hit by a crit there. So we're gonna go out into my War Turtle just to take that. I take that pretty well. I was very surprised. I don't know. I figured I wouldn't take it quite that well, but yeah, that worked out for sure. Now he surprises me by going for Swords Dance, and I was just gonna Toxic, kind of expecting him to switch out again. I didn't expect him to switch into Sock because Sock can't really do much to War Turtle, but he has Lumberry, so he probably was just Swords Dancing up in my face just because he figured I wouldn't be able to knock him out with any move either. He goes for Rock Slide and gets the flinch, which really sucks. That does a lot of damage. And then he manages to knock me out with a critical hit Crab Hammer. So we're going to say that War Turtle had its shell kind of broken in there by that massive crushing claw that Kingler has. But that's okay though. Now that I know his set, I know that Fancy the Butterfree does outspeed. And this is a really weird Butterfree set. It has Substitute, Sleep Powder, Quiver Dance, and Bug Buzz. And then I alternate between running Leftovers and a Focus Sash on it. And I run Focus Sash and Substitute so that, worst case scenario, I can send in Butterfree if something is about to sweep me, and then I'll have my Sash intact. But then I also carry Substitute for then when my opponent has priority, or when I just need to scout out and then rack up a bunch of Bug Buzzes behind the Substitute. So here I haven't been forced to use my Substitute yet, so my Sash is still intact. So I'm just going to get up 2 Quiver Dances as he switches in Sock. He probably just didn't want to let me have a free setup. And after 2 Quiver Dances, I outspeed Scarf Sock. So now we're going to hit it pretty hard with the Bug Buzz. It being Stab, that's going to help out enough so that I get the KO with +2 special attack, which is good, because that means he's not able to knock me out with a nice punch. Now here, Trainer Connor makes an interesting play. He goes out into Kangaskhan, and I was... Here I just kind of just go, I'm like, okay, I don't know really what he's going to do. He goes for Fake Out, which breaks my Sash. So here, expecting him to use Sucker Punch to finish me off, I set up a sub. That's, a situation where that would be useful. But he goes for Double Edge. So in my head, I was like, oh, if he had the Sucker Punch, he definitely would have gone for it right there. He has, if he was going to Double Edge like that, I could have just Bug Budges and killed him. But then he goes for Sucker Punch now, so he definitely outpredicted me right there. The way he played that, I did not think that he had Sucker Punch, so that was unfortunate. So Fancy went down there to my opponent playing really well. Now we're going to have a little bit of a Drain Punch battle. Since I know that he is offensive with the Life Orb, Kangaskhan has a pretty nice HP stat. And so I figure since my drain punches will probably be doing just as much as his, even though I'm a defensive Regirock, not an offensive one. It's one that has a careful nature, I believe. With his high HP stat, I'll be recovering more damage than he can deal. So I just wanted to hang around and hit him with those, kind of force him into switching out there. And he does switch out. He goes into Haunter, and I believe that I actually end up predicting that coming in. And I'm going to go for the Stone Edge, just because if he did switch out to Haunter, I wanted to be able to hit that. And if he stayed in and I hit him with the Stone Edge, he wouldn't knock me out with another Drain Punch, and a Stone Edge would definitely finish him off with it being stabbed. So I'm able to finish off Haunter. That was probably a decent check to Regirock, especially if he was carrying Hidden Power Fighting or something like that, because I'm a physically defensive Regirock. But Grass Knot does a ton of damage right there. If he had maybe put a little bit of damage on me with something else first, that would have worked out a little bit better. But since it doesn't knock me out, I'm able to just finish him up with Stone Edge. And now he's still staring at my Regirock, and he doesn't really. I think he has Kingler, but it's still asleep from when I put it to sleep with Fancy. So he's going to send it in now, probably hoping that he can wake up. Kingler has a really nice defense stat, and I know he has to stay asleep for one turn, so I'm going to take that opportunity right now to go out into Vulgaris, and I'm going to Volt Switch. Now that his Raichu is dead, I can do this without any fear of something coming in and getting a boost. And Kingler's special defense stat is definitely not as strong as its physically defensive stat. So that's actually the first KO in a recorded match that my Pachirisu has ever gotten. So props to you, Pachirisu. Good looking out there. I'm going to go back out into Regirock here, because I know that the things he has left, he's either going to have them take a lot of damage trying to get rid of my Regirock, or Regirock is going to be able to recover some health from hitting something with a Drain Punch. So Kangaskhan goes for the Drain Punch, and I actually thought maybe I can live that. And it turns out that I do. So I think he actually may have either gotten max damage before or min damage this time. And I'm able to finish off his Kangaskhan with my own Drain Punch. So Drain Punch for the win right there. And we're going to call that revenge for Butterfree getting sucker punched in the face. Although, that was just my opponent playing well. It wasn't really it was a literal sucker punch, because I did not see that coming at all. But that's the way the cookie crumbles at the end of the day. Swallow, even with a Facade boost, is not going to be able to KO Regirock with a Facade or a Brave Bird. There really isn't anything Swallow can do to Regirock. I have Ice Punch. He's gonna get the downside of him getting the Guts boost is that I get even more leftovers recovery. So I guess that's a toss up there. Maybe he should have gone for the crit while I was at lower HP, because that gave me an extra turn of leftovers recovery. And then on top of that, he goes for Brave Bird instead of Facade, when Facade would have been stronger. So I thought that was an interesting play there, but at the same time, I don't know what more he could have done there. Even if he had finished off that Pokemon, I'm pretty sure Behemoth could have taken one hit and finished him off. So that was a good match, Trainer Connor. Thank you very much for the battle. And thank you, Elena, for allowing me to upload on this channel. If you guys enjoyed, please subscribe to the Snow Point Temple. I've been subscribed to them for a long time, and I really enjoy the content here. It's a very high quality and a good variety of content as well. If you enjoyed my battle, feel free to come check out my channel and come and watch some of my battles, of course, on there. And if you don't like any of that, I still hope you have a great day. So you guys have a nice week, a nice day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye now.